Hi, Soul Family. How you doing? All right, I've got us charged. Plugged in because I needed to charge, and I'm gonna have you guys sit up here, and hopefully it won't fall over while I shuffle the cards and talk a little bit for a couple of seconds. Is that gonna hold us up? Come on, help me out here, will ya? So had a couple things I wanted to say. And why is this not working for me? Come on, help me out. I'm not doing the zodiac anymore, right? I've already told you guys that because I'm not an astrologer. I'm not into that. That's not my thing. I'm a spiritual teacher, and it's a message to myself. I kind of explained this, but I'm going to explain it again. I'm not here to predict the future because nobody can do that. People get really hooked on tarot card readers and, because they show what's coming. And the thing is, we all have free will. Nobody can predict anything. They can give you an idea of where your energy's going. Well, Spirit does that, right? With our messages. But to say that, oh, okay, I'm going to do a message for Aries, all Aries, or I'm going to do a message for all whatever, sometimes it's not even Aries, it's all fire signs. How could that message, that's specific when they talk about it? This is what this person thinks, this is what this is going to do. How can you do that? You can't. So I don't even want to, it's not my place to even go there. My place is just to get Spirit's message and teach through the ways that they give me the messages, right? I'm a teacher, that's what I do. So I kind of got sucked into it because I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll try to blend both. That was my mistake. I crossed the line. I shouldn't have crossed the line. I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm not a tarot card reader. There was a reason I didn't choose to learn tarot years ago. Spirit didn't advise me to do tarot. They taught me what they wanted me to share as a spiritual teacher. So this is my lesson. This isn't about predicting the future. And unfortunately, I use my gifts to help people for my real work, and a lot of them want to know more online of what a tarot person is going to tell you, right? That's more about predictive statements. I am a teacher, spiritual teacher. So I kind of got off my path a little bit as well, and I'm going back onto it. So I like the idea. You can take a little bit of the things that you learn, right, and incorporate them in your work. I like the idea how they used to have, pick a pile zodiac, but I'm not doing that. I can do pick a pile messages because your higher self will guide you to the message that you need to hear, right? A specific message. Now, I always tell you guys, I would listen to all of the messages because they're all guidance from Spirit, and we can get messages, they're messages for all of us. But if you want to separate, that's a good way of doing it because, yes, that specific message is something that you need to particularly pay extra special attention to. So I like the idea. I took that idea. Pick an item or pick a pile, right, that your higher self is drawn to. But I don't want you to choose, my favorite number is 3, so you always pick 3, because that's not using your intuition. You need to listen to your higher self and ask your let your higher self guide you. And it may not be the prettiest thing. It may be that my higher self tells me I need to go here. So it's kind of like relationship or job. It may not be the prettiest job, but I'm drawn to that. That's important to me. You're drawn by energy. You're drawn by your higher self. You need to follow what your higher self is guiding you to do. So also, yesterday, I told you guys I wanted to go get carbon filters to help clear Merlin's fish tank, right? To help him because the water is so toxic. I've also decided that I don't want to focus my attention on the things that I have had to watch in my dreams. Unfortunately, I have seen things because I'm connected to people. Entities can attach to us to drain our energy. They can. And I'm picking up, I pick up things from my neighbors. I pick up my neighbors' things. Because I have to narrow down my my antenna, right? My antenna is too high. So I need to pull it in closer and not be, because we pick up on telepathically. I mean, I pick things up that's on the World Wide Web. So, I mean, I will be seeing things, and then my landlord will come up and will tell me a story, and I'll be like, oh my God, I just dreamed that entire thing. I've watched that. So I am able to pick that up. It gets confusing, and you start thinking, well, this is, I think that your mind tries to incorporate who in your life that this is affecting. And yes, you probably do get things like that. But I've seen a lot of negative things. And so I don't want to focus my readings on, because these aren't my readings, they're spiritual readings for guidance. And I want to focus on positivity. It's ruined my craft. It's ruined my gift. It's taken my innocence and blown it to hell. And when I'm looking at a beautiful flower that gets pulled up in a reading, all of a sudden I see a drug flower. I don't want to do that. I'm not a drug counselor. I'm not a sex therapist. I'm not a drug counselor. I'm just a spiritual teacher and a channel, and Spirit's going to give you a message. It's my learning to understand this and realize how I have to readjust things in my life. So even though my mind's probably going to go there, I'm going to train my mind to ignore that. It's kind of like selective hearing and selective, whatever it is in our lives. There may be something around us. It doesn't mean we have to choose it, right? You may be invited to a party. It doesn't mean you have to go. You may be invited to an argument. It doesn't mean you have to go, right? So I am choosing to focus my energy on positive, happy, bright, light things. I've had far too many negative things, and I get upset. It affects me. I feel like, and I'm getting a lot of messages, and a lot of people are like, wow, that really relates to me. But you know what? I'm going to focus it in the light. I don't want to focus on the dark. I'm over it. So that's going to get me to pay attention to the oracle cards that I use too, because some of them are geared towards drama, and I don't want to pull that out. So here's me not doing that. And I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but it definitely was a message for myself that, there's a reason why I kept feeling odd about the tarot card. Why was it that I was never drawn to that? Why was it that why was that Spirit did not encourage me to learn tarot? They didn't. They don't want me to. There's a reason. And it is attached to the occult. And I'm not saying that everybody that reads tarot is into dark magic. I'm not saying that. There's a lot of people that use tarot cards and they are on their spiritual path. But it is, unfortunately, I'm not even going to go there. It's my own, it's just what I've been taught by From Spirit. It's not for me. I don't want to be involved in it. It's too close to the occult for me. It's kind of like pot and heroin. I would never do heroin, but I have done pot, but it's a gateway. It is, and people say, no, it's not. Whatever. When you are super sensitive like I am, I can't take that into my body without it affecting me really, really strongly. So I choose to keep myself clean of that, right? And everything in balance, but yeah, no. There's certain things that when you're super highly sensitive, your body doesn't do well with, and you need to stay away from it. So for myself, I just know that's my choice. And everybody has their own choice, right? Everybody makes their own decisions, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just explaining why I'm not doing it anymore. Okay, so we're going to have, these are the items that you guys can choose from. This is the Mermaid Stopper, and she actually sits on top of a bottle that's filled with seashells. She's sitting on a shell of love, and she's got, I don't know what she's got on her. Little amoebas of some sort. So there's her, the Mermaid Stopper. And then we have a little middle box with a keyhole, the heart, and inside we've got a crystal clear quartz. And the message inside says, with all my heart. So there's an intention. This is an intention crystal. Looks like the shape of an Indian arrowhead, doesn't it? And there's intention in that. Funny, I picked something up and my hand is all covered in oil. Where did that come from? I don't know where that came from. That's really weird. Did it come from here? Wow. So that's a message to me. I picked something up and I picked something up. My hand's covered. It's like an oily substance, and I don't even know where it came from. So I feel like that's what happened with me. A lot of the things that I'm dreaming about, a lot of things that I'm seeing, I picked something up. We've been shown lately, I have, and I can pass that along, that right now there is, well, we're in Mercury retrograde pretty soon if we're not in it now. Mars is in retrograde, and there are energies around right now that are attaching. So we're being encouraged to be extra careful with our shield of protection, because I picked something up. I watched some things in my dreams and I was guided in a certain direction, and I did a reading, big long reading. It was very emotional. And then I thought, no, I'm not doing this. I'm done doing this. I've done too much of that, and it's not what I'm meant to do. And I told you I followed a couple of other readers. I deleted them all. I'm not following any of it, because it got to a place where I was looking to other people for answers when they were in myself. It wasn't just guidance. It was, predictive things, and nobody can predict the future. So I myself deleted everything to do with that. I want to remove that. I didn't even know where that was. I picked something up, and I probably picked it up because there's so many people connected to all of that, right? And I don't want that. That could have caused a huge mess for me. Actually, it probably has already caused a mess for me. So I'm trying to remedy the situation, things that I've watched and seen. Like I said, the dreams are very, who knows, it's too much. I don't want the drama. And if something isn't happening right in front of you, how are you really truthfully to know? Right? So here we go. At 12 minutes in, we've got the mermaid. It's from her, the mermaid. It's from inside this bottle. This mermaid. It's oil. She must have used to be a stopper for an oil bottle, like a bath oil. I washed it because I got it secondhand. So think about it. Pick up things secondhand. If you haven't cleaned their energy, you might pick something up. So clear everything. That is a message. This mermaid was sitting on something toxic. This mermaid. I don't have blonde hair. This blonde mermaid, she looks like Heather Locklear, right? Who just got arrested again and has been sent to rehab. This mermaid, she's tiny like that, was sitting on something toxic. I don't know, but I'm not going to have any part of it. So we have several different messages here, and I'm wondering if this, I wasn't planning on doing every single card for every single person. So I think what we'll do is we will remove this, and we will only have this one. Every other one we will remove. Yep. Okay. So the angelic messenger cards, I haven't had these out for a really long time. I love this deck. It's detailed. It's got a lot of information. And when I work with, I have to work quickly, right? So I usually use decks just as my tools. I like the ones that I can read the picture of, because that's pretty much how I get my messages from Spirit. And these ones you can't, right? There's really not much to read. You see a fern there. I love ferns. I love ferns. Oh. So abundance is a positive thing for us to be looking at right now. All of us seek abundance, would love to have abundance in our life. Abundance comes in many different ways. This is new growth. This is healing. This is love. What's interesting about this card as well, this specific card, if you chose the mermaid, is that it's a lot of the other cards are numbered, right? This card is a wild card. I laugh at that. It doesn't have a number. It's not numbered. It's a wild card. So I see health, I see healing, I see new growth, I see abundance. Talks about, new growth in your projects, new growth in spirituality, your health, whatever it applies to in your life. And when you're getting this message, this is about a shifting of your inner and outer worlds, so that everything that we are wanting, the success, the well-being, the satisfaction, is working with you in conjunction with Spirit to advance you. So you have a vision for your life, right? You came here with a purpose, a mission to fulfill. And there's something that was within you that you've had since you were young. And Spirit is saying that we're all meant to grow and learn. That's why we're here. Grow in wisdom and love, cooperation. We're meant to use our creativity, our imagination, and to the fullest extent. We aren't meant to party hard and drink and drug and dumb ourselves down. We came here to ascend. We came here to deal with whatever our issues with, enjoy the beauty of the life that we have offered to us, and grow and learn to our highest potential. So we have the ability to love, we have the ability to transform, we have the ability to heal, all these things that are being shown in this picture here. And when we do this for ourselves and we ask for this for others, we use our greatest gift, which is love. Love is energy, and it's got the power to bring forth so many different things into the world and for so many people. So the ones that are going to be successful in creating and maintaining their material lives are the ones who aren't focused on it. They're not focused on material. They're focused on spirit. Spirit says, keep your thoughts to spirit and don't be so worried about your material, and everything will be brought to you. We'll come to opportunities that we'll be led to specific opportunities for financial prospects. If we are following our soul's path, we're listening to our heart, and we're keeping our head up to spirit. Yes, we've got things that we like. We have a creative spark within us, things that we're drawn to, things that we love. Maybe we don't know. Maybe we don't know where we want to go or how we want to use our gifts. But then we ask for guidance, and then we're shown. So we don't want to reach out and try to grow and achieve from an ego mindset. We want to do this from a spiritual mindset. Because when money and position and status, that's your goal, you're going to get thrown right off your track. If you try and do things to please other people, like I went and started doing the tarot thing because people wanted the zodiacs. I did get a lot more people watching these videos, but I'm not here for that, right? I'm not here to predict your future. If I could predict your future and honestly and tell you the truth about what's going to happen for a certainty, I would be a gazillionaire. But what Spirit doesn't want, none of us know truly, because we haven't decided. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I honestly don't know what I'm ever going to do tomorrow. Because I always, change my mind at the last second, or I'd go fly by the seat of my pants. So if you start thinking that this is going to happen and you count on it, that's why Spirit says don't put them in a box. Don't put yourself in a box. Put out there what it is that you want. Keep moving forward. Live the day. And focus your intentions toward your spiritual path, not your work, not your money. Too many people ignore their families and ignore life and ignore what they love because they're so worried about creating money and an empire or a position or status, because that's what the world focuses on. That's not what Spirit focuses on. If you're worried about success and profit and seeking a higher position and how you appear to others, you're not on your spiritual path. You've fallen off your spiritual path. So we need to ask ourselves, does the people that we're working with, or the ones that we're choosing as partners, or the circumstances that we're hoping will bring our abundance into us, is that working in alignment with spirit and your higher self and your soul's path? Abundance is, you can have an abundance state of mind, or you can have a poverty state of mind. You can have, I don't know how this is ever going to happen, and it won't. Or you can have, I'm constantly looking for love, why is it not here, and it won't be. Or you can say, I'm not worried. I'm going to keep my mind on my spiritual path. I'm going to keep my mind open and my heart open. And I'm going to listen, and I'm going to pay attention to my animal messengers, because they're not going to fool me. That's not a tarot card. That's a live creature that spirit brings to me, and that means something specific. So I pay attention to that. I'll listen to my dreams, but fuck, you know what? My dreams can really fuck me up, because I'm picking up a lot of people, and that's not good. So yeah, okay, there's my dreams, but I got to look at my dreams like they're a movie. And sometimes it's a bad movie and you want to turn it off. So if you can't validate it, a spiritual friend of mine said to me, a prophetic dream is prophetic if you can, if it's unfolding in front of you right now. Is it unfolding in front of you right now? Then yes, that was prophetic. And yes, you can use your dreams to help guide you. But I watched my dreams last night, and half of them were wonderful and the other half were just ugh. And it caused, I did a reading afterwards, and I realized what's happening. I'm getting led by my dreams, and it's coloring my perception of things. Because we can look at a dream in a symbolic light only, or we can see it literally. We have to be really careful, and I have to be really careful, because people are listening to me. Now, yes, Spirit's going to use anything that they're going to give you the messages, but like I said, we want to come from a place of positivity, right? Instead of drama. I don't want the drama. So listen to your higher self. Don't be listening to other people. Don't be listening to gossip. Be very careful right now, because we are in Mercury retrograde and Mars is in retrograde. I'm not quite certain if we're right in Mercury retrograde, but this is the time that people from your past come back. And some can be positive and some can be really negative. It's here to show, it's a renewal time, and it's a review time. It's a time where you review how far you've come, where you need to go, what's in front of you that you still need to master, what you need to cut off, who you need to cut off, what you need to change, who you will allow back in. It's a time to be careful. So, abundance. If we accept the opportunities that Spirit brings to us, and we're grateful for it, and we focus on the light, always on the light, we stay away from the drama. See, it's interesting, because the drama crept into my readings. A lot of them. I don't like that. Something crept in and I didn't even realize it was there. That's not good. It needed to stop. Too much personal information and people seeking that information. And that's not right either. I say I'm a loyal person, and I am, but you know what? Loyalty is always keeping a secret if it's somebody else's private business, right? And that includes me, because then I open myself up to these catfishing people and these lurkers who just like to mess around, or other people that actually do want to cause problems, because there is gossip right now and there are problems. So the way that I can safeguard myself and you guys is not buy into that drama and don't bring it into this. So you will be seeing a change in the way I read. So, as I said, abundance is a state of mind, right? So we're being led towards thinking, feeling, and participating in life in a way that you are believing that abundance comes to you. It comes naturally to me. I don't have to fight for it. I don't have to kill myself. I don't have to ignore my family and friends. I don't have to look a certain way. I don't even have to deliver this message to the way other people want it to be delivered. I will deliver it the way it feels good to me. It felt dirty to me coming out the other way. It really did. It was getting really ugly, and I don't like that. And wow, how did that happen? But it did. So right now, for you and for me, the guidance coming to us with this message is about us having a conviction, a spiritual conviction, which will allow us to manifest in many, many different ways, in many different channels, what we need to benefit ourselves and everyone else. I love this reading because I just love this card being that fresh, green, pure. Oh, I love it. It feels cleansing to me. Speaking of which, I went and got Merlin something awesome for his tank. Let me show it to you guys. Remember the toxic water, and he needed a carbon filter, right? But carbon is also a chemical. So if you're trying to reduce toxicity in your body and heal in your body, Spirit wants us to do this naturally. So I went to buy the carbon filter, the activated carbon filter to clear his water. I've also really cleaned the bottom, everything, and with this one too, so it stirred up everything a little bit. So it is still a bit murky. But then I thought maybe I should get wood, right? I was thinking about who this dragonfish represents, myself, and how that's what I need, wood, and I needed to make sure there was no toxicity in my water, my emotional waters. Think about that. I am the dragonfish as well. And my emotional waters were becoming toxic, right? So that needed to be cleared away. I had something in there and I didn't see what it was or where it was. So I needed something. My filter wasn't working. My filter was not absorbing or clearing away enough. I needed to get a brand new filter, throw out the old one. Remember, we spoke about this yesterday. So as I was there, I was wondering about wood, because I know that when you put wood, first of all, wood for me is going into the forest. It's healing, it's grounded, and I wondered about putting wood into the tank. And it is something that actually helps as well, stabilize the acid in here and balances things. But it needed toxicity removed, and it also makes the water colored. So as I'm standing there, I see this moss ball, and I think there's a place called Moss Landing up by Boulder Creek and by Santa Cruz. Moss kept coming up. I thought about when my friend Randall and I went hiking through the forest, and we were way out, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I thought, great, I gotta go pee. What am I gonna do? And he says, go grab some moss, some dry moss on the side. The Indians use it. It's very absorbent. You can use it to wipe yourself. It's hypoallergenic. It's cleansing. It's not gonna hurt you, and it's gonna save for the environment. Well, so I'm looking at this moss ball, and do you know the Native Americans used moss for their menstrual cycle to absorb their blood flow? I know guys probably don't want to hear this, but you know what? Get over it. It's real. So you can use that actually if you cut yourself out in nature. It's absorbent. So I'm looking at that, and I asked the person, what is this for? What is this? And it was in a thing of water. And she said, that's a moss ball. And I said, what is it for? And she said, it filters out the toxins in the water, the impurities. It will absorb like a sponge. Now, that's wonderful. So I thought, great, I'm going to buy it. It will grow. It feeds off of that. It will grow and it will expand. Now think about that. In a negative, that can happen as well. You're like a sponge. Empaths, we pick up the toxins. And it will grow and it will expand and it will grow bigger and bigger. That needs to be taken out and cleaned out. And it's not going to help if there was other toxins in here that I didn't remove. So if somebody's in a toxic environment, putting a filter on yourself, like me, clearing my shield, it was getting to the point where I was saturated. I couldn't do it anymore. So you need to remove yourself from the environment or from whoever is attaching to you that is toxic. And for me, it had to do with who I was opening myself up to. With the tarot card readers, all the people that were there, all the energy was there, way too many people for me. That's why when Spirit taught me my craft when I was in Sedona, I was isolated. I wasn't to go around any of the other people because they called themselves spiritual people. But that didn't mean they were working in the light. I was isolated. So it's very important that we pull away. And empaths, we need to pull away from other people because we are sponges and we soak up the energy. I'm dreaming for people in my neighborhood. I'm dreaming for all the people in my family that are connected to me. It's confused me to the point where I've got upset with the person that I'm connected to energetically. It's confused me about who should I cut away, thinking that it's possibly that person when it may not be that person at all. It may be the people around. So the safest thing to do is go out into nature, pull away, cleanse, but cut away as soon as you find things that you're absorbing. Like you could be somebody who is a gamer, right? And they've got very violent games. Or you're somebody who, you just certain songs, music that you listen to, and the words, the lyrics, powerful. Or you're around people that are gossiping and saying things. You may not even realize that you're absorbing it. You don't plan on, my intention wasn't to believe that, but after you hear it for so long, you're like a sponge, you soak it up. Children are sponges, right? And people that are brand new spiritually reawakening, that have maybe come out of a difficult circumstances. We're like babes. We're like young ones. And our energy, we are the empaths that have to be safeguarded. And so we soak things up like a sponge and we don't even realize. I didn't even know that that was on me. How did that get on me? So this little mermaid was sitting on something that was greasy. And she absorbed it. Didn't even know it. So I wanted to show you that. That was just a side point that was really cool. So right now, we need to make sure that what we are connected to and the channels that are open, first of all, make sure your channel isn't open, right? Protect yourself. Close your channel down at night, because you're basically open to the World Wide Web and you're picking up all kinds of stuff that you may be, your mind is trying to figure out how it fits into the people in your life, and it may not even be. Causing problems for you and causing drama. That's the last thing I want, is drama. I don't want any difficulties. I want peace, and I want love and happiness, and it doesn't mean I'm naive, but I don't want to be exposed to all that disgusting stuff in the world. Some people have jobs like that. If you're a cop and you're on the, you're working with undercover with a drug ring or with a sex trade. I mean, that's a toxic environment, man. For a spiritual person, no way. I can't be aligned with that, right? So it's the same thing with me. I don't want drama. Leave it, So yesterday, my landlord and I both had people coming from the past, right? Mercury retrograde, people coming back around, addictive, bipolar, drug addict people that are down on their luck wanting somewhere to stay. No, sorry. We don't feel guilty. We remove ourselves from that. We have to protect ourselves. Make sure when you go to sleep at night that you shut your channel down. Pull your antennae in. It's out too far. Make sure that you shield and protect every morning and every day. If you are in an environment that's toxic, it might be a time that you want to change a job. Move. Change friends. It happens as we awaken. We change friends. We have to keep ourselves fresh like this, because we're unfurling like this fern. So this right now, the message for you is showing you that there's an opportunity being presented for you to reach different levels of achievement and improvement for you. And as I said, the color is healing and love, right? So energy healing. So think about healing old beliefs about your relationship, or about your success, or about your money. Are you seeing it as a place of lack? Are you seeing it impossible? Where is it? Up there? One of my messages. Miracles happen. The most astonishing thing about miracles is that they happen. Right? Things happen for a reason. Just believe. But we have to think about how we've been speaking. We have to think about what we've been trained to believe, and clearly the toxic environment. I mean, I have to, every single day now, I have to take a little bit of water out of his tank. Every day. A little bit. Until it gets back to where it was okay. I could have killed my dragonfish. He's grown so big, and I could have killed him with toxic water. And that's me. There's people that I'm connected to that have grown, and I could have killed it by that toxic drama that's leached into me. Remember, I kept getting that message that Pam Leach still has a hold of him? Somebody that was leaching their thoughts and ideas and negative energy. We have to be so careful as empaths. So accept your future, that you have a part in it. We came here to do something. You had something that you were meant to do. So you're being asked to realize that in the future, people that have manifested things and meaningful visions and have grown, they're coming in contact with you. And through that, that's how abundance will flow to you. We connect with the right people. We change our mindset. We say no thank you to drama. We choose not to, because you know what I'm thinking about is the things that I was picking up, which I was very valid, and it did actually help people, because Spirit helped me out. Remember, Spirit said that we had a protector around us right now while our energy was low. Well, my energy was low, and it was affecting the way I was reading. It was affecting the way I was teaching. And so Spirit was able to work with me to still take what I used and help people with the messages that came across. until I could understand what was happening and realize it and stop it. Because I don't want to use the drama. When the drama comes in, we need to cut that away. That's not healthy. We can teach effectively without that part of it. I don't need to teach. And you know what? I bet there was a lot more people that were interested, and there were. My readings went up. The amount of people watching has doubled and tripled. Because everybody likes drama. Everybody wants to, and it's like, no, I don't want drama. I can teach without drama. I don't want it. I want peace. I want it peaceful. And I don't want to push away what my soul's been longing for by allowing that toxic energy to attach to me and have it affect my readings and go out in that way. So I connect to people I don't want to connect to the drama. And if you were to watch the tarot card readers, I've watched them for quite a while now. I had a few that I watched, and I've deleted everything now. It's all about drama. And they actually say, what do you have to bring me today? And I watch them, and it's not everyone. There are genuine people out there that are genuinely working with spirit and wanting to help. But a large majority of them I watched it. Got very full of ego and forgot that they were a channel, and they started getting really cocky, they started getting really mean. And I thought to myself, gosh, I'm getting judgmental. I don't want that. That's not good. I know what I do. All right? These messages are all to me too. And so cocky, mean, worried about their empires that they were building. And oh man, this is a really boring day. You bring me drama today. I kept hearing that again and again and again, and I thought, oh God, I don't want to even be a part of that. So right now, increasing success is coming to you if you are able to hold a positive mindset, stay away from the negative energy, recognize what you're absorbing, and realize that you have the ability to increase your success. You have the potential. You are in a position not only to increase your own abundance in financial, material, physical, spiritual, emotional ways, but also for you to turn around and feed that same success back to others in order to help them grow and heal. That's why we're here. We're meant to encourage one another in the positive light. So that's the first message. I love these cards. I love these. And I love this. Look at that, the Dove of Peace. I have an olive branch. I see two things right away. First, I see the olive branch in the mouth of the dove, and there's a way through that thorny thicket, whatever it is. There's a way through it. And peace is the way, love is the way. This is also an apple. Remember, I was looking at the bottle, my water, the acidic mother, and then I saw the Healthy World Sedona. See the apple? And I kept saying, this is what we want. This is what we want. We don't want to be in the drama with the acidic tongue and the fighting. We don't want that stuff. We want a healthy world. And we can promote a healthy world by holding that kind of a mindset. There is a way through the thorns. And it looks like a shield of protection as well. I love it. I love this. Ooh, yay. Okay, one sad note. The bumblebee has just entered the endangered. The first bee has entered the endangered list. In our lives, we have seen this. Isn't that the saddest thing you ever heard of? That in our lives that has happened. Do you know what you can do for bees to help them in the summer? You can put a bowl of stones or marbles. Marbles is good, and because you can buy them at the dollar store, cheap. Put them in a dish about this high and fill the dish with water so that the marbles are just showing at the top. And the bees can land on the marbles and get a drink from the water, and they won't drown because they try and get water all the time and they drown, and we're losing them. We need them. So the bee coming forward, as first I see, is get busy and get after the honey. But the bee also represents sweet victory and fertility, because they're pollinating, right? They're working as a team, a spiritual team. They also have the honeycomb, right? And as you can see here, busy, helpful bee fertilizes life. So we were just talking about how we can learn and how we can teach others and how we can help. This is how we all help heal and grow and ascend. The honeycomb representing the heart. So love what you can do, love what you do, love your job. If you don't like your job and it's something that's killing you emotionally, spiritually, physically, and you're not having fun with it, you need to ask Spirit to help you switch your job. You need to love what you do. And you think about honeycombs, the bees work together as a team, right? There's so many that work. And you look at the honeycomb, how we're all connected. This is the united consciousness, the Christ consciousness. So it represents a structure where everybody knows their work and they all work for the good. So it's almost like a, what is that called? Communal living, right? Because as a soul family, we all want to help one another heal and grow and ascend and prosper in every way. They're very hard workers, but they don't work all night. They work during the day and they rest at night, which is what we're supposed to do. So it's talking about balance, hard work, but then also balance. And also they go around and they collect honey. So enjoy the sweetness in your life, right? There's got to be a balance. Okay, so that's the first message. That was at 41 minutes and 16 seconds in, we go to the next message. And this is going to be from the Fairytale Oracle. Okay, Puss in Boots. Now, I have to be careful with this Oracle card deck because these Oracle card decks can bring up drama. So, what I want to do is I want to kind of maybe alter the way I used to do things with this deck. And I'm going to look at the card and you see Puss in Boots. Now, you think about a cat. The cat is balance, right? The cat is inquisitive. The cat is... They've got 9 lives. They're able to land on their own feet. They don't come like a dog. They love who they love. They come to you when they want to. So it talks about boundaries. The story about Puss in Boots. Here you see this little Boots. This little guy. He's all dressed up. And the message about this one is about this guy. He received Puss in Boots as a gift. That was his inheritance from his father. And his brothers got other things for their inheritance. And it seems like they got more. But it depends on how you look at what you were given. This cat was incredibly intelligent. And he wanted to use that intelligence to charm the boy and bring him up to be of high status. Like a rags to riches story. He had ideas that could make this boy rich. And the way he did it was he lied and he tricked and he deceived and he flattered his way all the way through the world. And he served his master. So the boy gains a lot of things because of having this Puss in Boots. So you got to look around and see what you were given as far as gifts. What gifts have you been given to use in the world? Maybe they're humble. You look at them and you think, okay, this is just a cat, but he ended up making this guy rich. However, look how he did it, right? So there's two things. Well, it's just a cat, but what if he was the smartest, most clever cat of all? And you think about cats. They're stealthy hunters. You don't see them coming. They're quiet. They think they can walk with no sound. My cats can catch a bird in mid-flight. My cats can catch a fly in the air with their mouth, just bam. So when you think about this cat, you think about you using your wit, camouflaging, hunting, using your skills, and you look at, have you guys seen, lately, I saw this, I think it's a butterfly, and it's called a dead leaf butterfly. If I could find it to show you guys. Dead leaf butterfly. It's incredible. Now, because it looks like a dead leaf, but it is a butterfly. Yeah, here it is. There's also a dead leaf moth. How interesting. Okay, let me show it to you. I wonder if I can show you. Come on, give us one. Check this out. Let's move up ahead. I just want you to see what it looks like. Look at that. It just looks like a leaf. Like, it absolutely looks like a leaf. But check it out when it decides to open. And look at the beautiful color. Isn't that incredible? Now, look at that. So when you have, that's camouflage, right? That's incredible. It looks like a dead leaf on the outside, but inside it's amazing. So you don't look at a dead leaf butterfly and say it's deceitful because it resembles a dead leaf, and then all of a sudden it's something different. That's how it protects itself, right? That's how it does the work that it needs to do. So, hold on, let me turn this off. I don't want any interruptions. Spirit wants you to look around for clues and cues from nature. And as I say, always from the animal messengers, because they're your allies. And those are the messages that can lead you to what you need. They can give you the most accurate, trustworthy information. Now, then you think about the politics of the world and how this Puss in Boots goes through doing all the things that he does in order to bring something of benefit to his owner. He's using his intellect, right? He loves that. He's a diplomat. He works two worlds. He charms people. His loyalty was unquestionable. He was loyal to his owner, right? He used his gifts. He was loyal. He was able to make him rich. And so there's many different messages here. Right now, it's time for you to use your cunning and your genius and your wits, like this cat, rather than wait on somebody else to come forward and give to you. It also, for me, which of course this Oracle card deck doesn't want to bring out because I don't know why, it's not right. But it talks to you about you can have a very loyal friend that can help you be very successful and connect you to the right people. But if they're doing it in a way that's illegal and underhanded and deceitful, you don't want anything to do with that. Why did this Oracle card deck not bring that out? They didn't. See, so I have to be very careful because you'll give the message, but you won't look at that. Sometimes people think, the ends justify the means. No, they don't. So right now, there could be a very clever friend in your midst right now that could help you. And they want you to recognize that and use your wit and your intelligence. Somebody could be diplomatic and very persuasive. But be very careful that you don't attempt to network with your friends and that you don't attempt to charm and seduce people for gain. That was not brought out with this deck, which I just find incredible. Instead, Spirit wants you to rely on your animal messengers, recognize the loyalty in true friends, and that they have the ability, and maybe certain ones have the ability to do certain things that you don't. Say maybe you're socially awkward. You don't have a way with words, but you've got the plan. You know how to bring things into fruition. You're good at what you do, but you're just not a front man. You're not the voice. Do you want to be a front man for a drug company? Do you want to be a front man for drug dealers? There's a difference. Do you want to be a front man? You know what I mean? But you can use somebody with awesome talents to benefit you and to benefit the world if you do it in the right way. You have to be very, very careful not to be swayed by riches and position and try and justify an ends to a means, because that is not the truth. This guy's dressed in finery, but he was loyal to his partner. So that's another thing. Yeah, you know what? This guy's done a lot of really bad things, but you know what? He would kill for his family. Yeah, he would. He would literally kill for his family. He literally would. And he's loyal to a fault to you, but he steals from everyone else. Don't blur the line. It's not acceptable. That's not who you want near you. This was our little item. You want a true heart, a true friend, not somebody who's going to keep secrets from you, not somebody who's going to steal other people's possessions for riches. Bighorn sheep, ram. Okay. Sometimes we need to climb the top of a very difficult mountain before we can see things clearly. We've got to go through all of the valleys and all of this stuff. We don't get a shortcut. So, seeking new beginnings. The bighorn ram is definitely about perseverance. They're strong. The ram is determined, aggressive, strong, fighter for the end. I mean, think about the ram. But the bighorn sheep uses sensitivity, perseverance, and they're showing the spirals. The spirals are about your creativity, how everything kind of goes out from one to another, how we're all connected, how we can use the totem of the animal. See, right now my cat is bothering me. Both of my cats. They nag and nag and nag and nag. They want in, they want out, they want treats, they want all, and they start to control you. They do represent people in your life. And you have to get to the point where you tune them out. You can't keep doing. She's bossing me around. So I'm going to let her in. And if she tries to go out, she's going to be locked out of here. Yep. She has food, she has water. Don't succumb to people, because maybe sometimes we just give it to them to shut them up. All right, just let them have it. All right. No. They're training you, right? So this is about connecting to the World Wide Web. Spirituality, the Christ consciousness, not the World Wide Web out there that unfortunately I've been picking up. I'm looking at the antenna here. This is another message here. Make sure that you're not picking up things that aren't helping you. So, because the horns represent your antennae, which is your psychic antennae, your connection to spirit. And it helps you seek out new heights, new opportunities. Spirit wants you to trust in the ability that you have. You're capable, you're strong, determined. And you know what the thing about a bighorn ram, I don't know if you've ever watched it. They can jump. They're up on the side of this mountain that's like this, and it's just got a tiny little ledge, and they can land with their feet on just the tiniest little ledge. It's incredible. So this is kind of like, you have the ability to take that leap of faith and land on your feet. That's the message from this. Next, so that was 5355. We go to this message, and we've got the Happy Buddha. The Happy Buddha, who's happy to share his abundance. He's saying, thank you for what I've been given. He stays in a state of happiness. I like that. So the angelic messenger cards. Joy. Joy. What brings you joy? Have you lost your joy for life? Think about, does it have to be expensive for you to enjoy it? Are you able to find the joy in the little things? Right now, maybe you don't feel joy. When you get this particular message, it's about experiencing inner freedom and expecting positive things. And you may not be feeling in this place. You might feel like you've got burdens upon you. He's holding, Happy Buddha's holding something up on above his head, right? You want to be released from the burdens that you've been carrying. Maybe you are this person, just like me with Lily, nagging at me, right? You always did what others wanted you, and you played by their rules, the way they say it had to be done. But now you realize you sacrificed so much of your own self, what you felt like you wanted to do, your own creativity, your own individuality. What do you want now? To go outside? Lily definitely represents a controlling mother, a bossy, controlling mother. Go. And I will not open this door again. Okay. Where were we? So, maybe there's things in our life that we haven't even bothered trying. We were afraid to try them. We were afraid of failing, or we were afraid that we'd be judged by others or laughed. Maybe we started to do something and we slipped and we thought that was humiliating. I'm not even going to bother. Sometimes people won't do anything. They won't even try if they can't get it right the first time. I was always like that. If I didn't do it perfectly, I didn't do it. But we're never going to be perfect at something. And we can't be afraid of failure. And we can't be hung up on what other people feel is important, the judgment of others. If we are not going to judge other people, we shouldn't allow other people to judge us. Right? So now, Spirit is saying, no being afraid of other people. No worrying about what they think and their expectations. Right now, we're ready to spread our wings. We're ready to try out our abilities. We know the strengths that we have inside of us. And right at this time, you got Happy Buddha here saying, you got this whole platter filled with skills and opportunities. Everything is here. Believe in yourself, because Spirit believes in you. You think about, if you're feeling joy, you're feeling free, right? You're not restricted. If you're feeling joy and happiness, you're not angry or anxious or disappointed. It's the opposite of that. So, if you're moving towards joy, that's because you have altered your perception of things. That you can risk things. And whether you succeed or not, you tried. You know, you didn't get it right the first time. Okay. Turn it into something different. Or maybe try something else. At least you tried something. Even when you were uncomfortable. Actually, it's actually very... What's the word? It makes you feel really good to have tried something that you were afraid of, that you were afraid to do. Be proud of yourself that you attempted something that before might have been something you would never have done. I didn't think I could do that. God, it feels good. And to someone else, it might not be a big deal, but to you, it does. You know, you could have a brother who's totally outgoing and could walk up to people and talk to them and present an offer and blah, 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 but whatever, totally confident. And it's difficult to get words out. You may like somebody and you don't even know how to approach them. You're so nervous. You go up there and you're stuttering and the words might not come out right. And maybe you ask him, what should I say? What should I do? And then you do what he tells you to do. And it doesn't go right. Why? Because it wasn't coming naturally from you. That wasn't even you. That wasn't how you are. You got to do what works for you. And then when you do attempt to make a move or say something or try something, you walk away 10 feet taller because you've done something you've never done before. It feels really good. I've been there. When you risk speaking, acting, or expressing yourself, this is a new you. Of course, at first you're going to feel uncomfortable. Of course, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel like you're exposed or vulnerable, or people are going to laugh at me, or what if I wasn't accepted? But you know what? You did it anyway. And that's because you love yourself. You didn't let yourself down. And you feel confident. You feel more confident because you've done this. When you are around people who sing your praises, who say you can do anything you set your mind to, I know, because I've seen your higher self. I see what you call your weaknesses, and I see the high quality in that you don't even see. When people show you your gifts, that lifts your spirit. You feel you're in a place of joy when you're around people like that. When you're around a positive, spiritually minded, forward, optimistic, focused person, don't you feel good? Doesn't that energy feel good? Or would you rather be in a room with a bunch of really rich, really elite, well-dressed, hot-bodied people that are talking shit on everybody and polluting their body with drugs? Well, it sounds ridiculous to say that, but it's surprising how many other people would choose to be in the presence of perfect bodies with a shitload of money, with an ugly mind. Like I said, you could, because of the things that I unfortunately was picking up, I had my vision and my belief of sex, which is the greatest gift you can give to another human being, is your body, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's sacred. And I watched it be used as, it was dirtied. It was made disgusting. And it made me sad. I said, can't you just be with somebody and want to love them? Without, I don't know, it just turned it all into the sadomasochistic bondage that ruined it. That's not sacred sexual bliss. It's disgusting and vile. I don't want that. I want pure, I want beautiful, I want natural, like that. A woman's body is like a flower, and she opens up to a man who she feels safe and relaxed and at peace with. So, you want to spend more time in places and on things and thinking about and in the presence of whatever brings joy. This is about the awakening of love and joy into your life. And you're being encouraged to believe in yourself and in your dreams. Because this is a very powerful, very positive, extensive period of our lives that we're entering right now. It is. The energy right now, so many beautiful things can be done. And this message coming forward is telling you that there is something, the energy, the ability, where you can see some of your deepest desires brought to fruition. You look at the color of that soft, dusty rose, love, and the green leaves, healing, love and healing. It's such a soft, gentle, those colors are so soft, nourishing colors, beautiful colors, peaceful colors. This is about nourishing yourself, allowing yourself to be reborn into relationships that are joyful, and you coming into a relationship with joy itself. This is about healing your own physicality and your energy, and transferring that healing, loving energy to another. See, that's why when we talk about sacred sexual bliss, when you share your bodily fluids with another body, another human being, it must be cleansed and sacred and pure. You don't want to taint your body with the energy that comes, because that's energy. You take in the energy of anyone they've been with. Think about and all their ideas and thoughts and feelings. You don't want this to pollute. You don't want to spill your chi for anyone. This is amazing. It can be healing. Love and sex, it's a healing, loving act. Right now, Spirit wants you to do something. I'm getting really emotional right now. Do it in your head, because I can't do it out loud. Breathe in this essence of this joy, of this beautiful, healing, loving, happy, abundant, fertile, peaceful energy. Breathe that in. And then as you breathe out, say the name of the person, yourself or someone, that you wish to receive that powerful energy. That's a beautiful gift. Dragonfly. Love it. The dragonfly says, see past the illusion. The dragonfly flying above their emotional waters. They are a totem between worlds as well, between the air and the water. And you look at their wings, and they're like gasoline on the water. What is that? Iridescent? And the lights that go through them. They're so beautiful. They're magical little fairies. They're asking for you to find a balance between the air, which is words, and your emotions. Your mind and your emotions. A balance. They want you to seek change. And look at what's in front of you. Look what's behind you. And that way, especially right now during this retrograde time period, we can gain a clearer perspective and be able to see past the illusion. See through the illusion. See what you can be, what can happen, as opposed to always, who's trying to trick me and deceive me. But do be aware. This one is focused.